guys, welcome back. So today's episode is about first time Apple user tips and basically how to get used to the first time Apple user slash first time understanding all the features that Apple has. So I switched from a Windows laptop to a MacBook on the 28th of February 2021. I remember that because it was a Sunday. That's what this video is about. Tips for first-time Apple users. One of the first things that you should know about Apple laptops, iPhones, iPads, anything is that Apple has a protective system called the Apple ID. So what the Apple ID does is that even Windows laptops have this, like any Windows thing has it. It's like a protective system like password, username, email, ID, where all your data, like all your things are stored, so that when you move to another laptop, for Apple users I mean, when you move to another laptop, if you get a new MacBook, you can just enter your Apple ID and all the details and they will just transfer all the things that were in this current laptop to your new one. So yeah, that's easy because then all you have to do is just type in your ID, type in your password, put all your details, and it'll just transfer it from this laptop to that. I mean, that's easy. Apple ID. Like, I was new to this, I did not know. I've heard about other people saying, oh my god, I forgot my ID, I don't know what my ID is and stuff, but I didn't know what an ID actually was until I went to the store. When I, first got the laptop, so what I did was I asked the person in the store to help me, like guide me through it, asking him to help me with everything that was in there. He took me, like the person at the store, step by step how to do it, like what the ID was, and he made sure that I knew that you're not supposed to forget your ID. I mean, yeah, it's simple basic knowledge for any password. You're not supposed to forget it. What's the point of putting it if you're gonna forget it, right? Important, very important tip, remember your ID. Write it down somewhere, give it to your mom to remember it for you. Open a tab in your phone and write it down saying, this is my ID. Okay, do that, because if you do forget your Apple ID, you're gonna be stuck from your laptop or whatever the jazz forever. I had a friend who forgot her ID, so she got stuck. Then like 6 months later, she was like, oh my god, I remembered it. And so yeah, don't do that mistake. Don't forget your password. Put something that you can remember easily, maybe like Barbie123. I mean, that's a very classic password, and make sure you don't put a password that like hackers can hack it or anything. Maybe put something that's close to you and some numbers and some like icons and like @ symbols and hash. Once you do enter your Apple ID, they are going to ask for your fingerprint, so that your finger is going to be connected to your Apple ID, and you can enter details like your card number. There are a few other things that you can add to that, so that if you're buying, let's say you're purchasing an app on your app store and you have to like pay for it, you just keep your finger and it gets paid. Like all your details are in it, so that you just have to keep your finger to verify that it's you. It gets paid. So a pro tip is that it's good. You don't have to keep on entering everything again and again and again. Like, okay, this is my mom's name, this is the card's name, this is blah blah blah. The con is if you accidentally keep your finger on it, even if you don't want to buy it. Let's say you're just like randomly on Amazon trying to figure out if you want that $6,000 outfit or not. And then you accidentally keep your finger on the Touch ID bar, bam, you bought it. So keep that in mind, because I don't want that to happen. Because I'm the type of person who goes on Amazon and looks for $6,000 outfits, and then so yeah, that's one thing to remember. Second thing that Apple offers is Siri. If you do have any type of phone, like Google has an assistant, right? Like Google Assistant. If you say, hey Google, it's gonna come on. Just like that, Apple has Siri. Even if you don't have an Apple phone or a laptop, you obviously know Apple has Siri. You just say, hey Siri, it's gonna come on, and you can ask anything that you want from them. When you do get the laptop for the first time, you need to voice activate it. I'm no expert in this. If you do go to a store to buy, if you don't order it and you go to the store, like physically go down to the store and get your laptop or phone or iPad, please make sure to get all the support you can from the people who work there, because they're trained to help you, to help peasants like us who know nothing about new phone technology. They will help you, they will guide through, because the person in the store that I bought this from helped me, like guided me through everything that I need to do. He was like, okay, now you need to talk Now Siri is gonna recognize your voice. So I'm like, hey Siri, how's the weather? Let's go on to what type of laptop I do have. So I have the MacBook Pro 2020 version 13-inch with the touch bar. If you did come here to check whether you should get the touch bar or not, I highly suggest go get it. It says pay the extra amount and get the touch bar because it's amazing. I mean, I don't have to like scroll my finger all the way through the mouse like the trackpad to get to something. I can just quickly go on my touch bar and click on it. Simple as that. Now we're in the portion of the video where we talk about where you can find Apple products in Sri Lanka. So I went on a few websites like Abans, Singer, SoftLogic, all of those. Apple doesn't directly ship to Sri Lanka and Best Buy takes a lot of shipping to ship to Sri Lanka. I went on like all Sri Lankan sites that I could find and I came upon Abans, SoftLogic and Singer, which had a very high markup price for the laptop. Apple costs about 2,40,000 in Sri Lankan rupees if you directly convert the Apple product price from like the US price. So dollar wise it's like $1,200 and if you directly convert it without like taxes and anything, I think it's like 2,40,000. That's the amount of price that the laptop is. But then when you bring it to Sri Lanka, there's like taxes and all of that. So yeah, let's say roughly about 250 to 260. Okay, so Abans and Singer and SoftLogic and all those big brands had the laptop for about 4 lakhs, which is like nearly, like almost double the price of the laptop. I did not want to spend as much as the laptop was, like double the price for whatever the reason they were charging it for. I mean, yes, I do realize that those companies have to pay like the water bills, electricity bills and all of that. That's why they have such high markups, because they have to pay rent also. Then I went on, I had to search for other things like Apple resellers in Sri Lanka. There's no direct sellers, you have to like import it and then get it down here and all of that. I found this site called Life Mobile, not sponsored. I just want to let you know that they have the best prices for any devices out there. I mean, like if you want to buy any phone, even like Samsung, Huawei, Google, Oppo, Apple especially, they have the most convenient prices ever out there. Mainly because they're like a starting business, they don't have high markups, mainly because their store is not that big as Abans and like SoftLogic is. They had like a few people working there, so not much salaries to pay also. Because of that, they can like give you the product 20,000 markup. So that was very good. Mom was like, are you sure this website's legit? So we went down to the store to actually check it out to see if it was legit or not. And trust me, 100% legit. And they open it in front of you to ensure that you're actually getting the good deal. One thing that you should also know about Apple products, the new and latest ones at least, especially laptops, you get, you can see that. I don't think you can see that. Can you see that? There are only 2 ports here. You actually need a different port cable thing, USB-C cable, to actually plug in any other external devices that you have. I have one of those. Let me show you that quickly. Since you don't have the ports to like actually plug the external devices, you need to get the thing like this. I am actually not sure what the hell this thing is called. So you need to get a port thing like this where you have all the slots, like, can you see that? So see, you have like small slots and then like slots for your SD card and whatever this slot is. So yeah, like I said, the person at the store helped me figure what this out was too. If I had to like plug some cable in to connect my phone and the laptop and get all those sorts of things, then I have to plug it in here like this. I plug it in here like this. Can you see that? You do that and then you plug whatever the cable you want to whatever slot that fits, it gets transferred. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a detailed process. For some reason, Apple has stopped making ports in both sides as well. They have the 2 ports at the same side That's also a kind of tricky thing because when you plug this in, you can't plug anything else to your laptop. So you have to plug that, and then if you do want to charge your laptop at the same time, you have to like plug it in here. I don't know, Apple's gone nuts. Anyway, so yeah, you need to get one of those. Also, I had to learn this the hard way because when I did come home after buying my laptop, and you know, like the battery, you have to like plug it in and stuff. So so this is the cable, obviously. So this, you get this thing, and then you get the thing, like the wire. So these two edges, like these two things, go in your outlet, right? And none of like the outlets in Sri Lanka at least fit this, because we have like either the round ones or the square ones, and the square ones are a bit tricky because the square ones are made to fit square block plugs that don't come in the width of how these two are shaped. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is it clear? Because I'm trying to see if I can show you guys how that works. So you see these two are very close to each other. If you can see that, I think it's too bright in here that you cannot actually see that. It's too small. It does not fit the regular cables that I have, or at least I have in my house. So I had to get this small triangular plug thingy. As you can see, these two ports, like they have same distance as this thing, so it fits perfectly fine. Because before I got this, first I had to find a plug that had round knobs and plug it in that, and then find a square knob and plug that, and then plug this. So it was like a double-decker plug business, and then my charger block thing. Now thankfully I have this, so this goes directly in any of my home outlet things. So you need to get this extra thing and this extra thing. So that's two things that you need to get if you are going to switch to like an Apple laptop or a phone or an iPad. So, talking about sites, like I said, Abba and SoftLogic and all those had very high markups, but Life Mobile doesn't have such a high markup, so that's good. So if you do want to shop for a Apple product, head over to Life Mobile. If you are living in a country that does have an Apple store, it's always better to directly get it from Apple. Apple also allows you to get a student discount if you are like in college. You just have to like type in your college name and you will get like a $200 discount. So Best Buy and Amazon deliver like the same day delivery, which is good. Oh, okay, also one more thing, I did see in the website that Life Mobile also delivers within the same day if you order before 3 p.m. So if you want to like get it the same day, if you're very eager like me, then you should definitely order before 3. Now to talk about like the basics of any laptop, like the basics. First thing that I was very clueless about is keys, because the keyboard does not have an off switch. You just close your laptop after you shut down, and then when you open it, you open the lid, you just open the screen. Let's just rephrase it. You open your laptop, the logo comes and your laptop's on. So you don't have to press a button for it to open. It just automatically opens. To shut down, you just go to the Apple at the left hand side of your laptop and select shut down. Then every other time, like after you open your laptop, after you like turn it on, any other time it just goes blank or sleeps. All you have to do is keep your finger, touch ID, it opens. Okay, so let's talk about the keys. The keys in the keyboard, so there are no F keys like, you know, in like normal other keyboards you can see the F1, F2, F3, like all those keys do various different types of things. So there are no F keys in this, but if you do get the touch bar, then you can do all of those things from the touch bar. But if you don't have the touch bar, then I think you need to ask somebody. I mean, yeah, simply speaking, the touch bar does all the things for you. Maybe keyboards that do not have the touch bar have the F keys. I'm not sure. If I do find that out, I will let you know. Control, like, you know, Control C is copy, Control V is paste, Control X is cut, like that. The control key, there's no control key, it's actually command. So it's command V, command C. Keys are the same, like X is cut, C is copy, V is paste. It's just that there's no control button, it's just command. Then there's no enter key, it's return. So yeah, that's basically all the things that I had to like figure out from the keyboard. Other than that, nothing special, all the keys are the same. And one thing that I do want to tell you is that the keyboard is very soft and light, and it's not fat. No, it's very thin. Like the keys are very thin, they're not bulky or anything. So it's not like you're typing on a typewriter when you're typing. Very smooth sailing, like I love the sound it makes. And the keys, what do you call it, they have lights inside them so that it brightens up in the night. So even if you're working late, the keys will shine bright. That's basically everything you need to know about the keyboard. Other than that, speed's amazing. I mean, you just click on an app and it just turns on. Editing, I mean, if you want to edit videos or edit anything, it's very fast and smooth, just amazing. Like the iMac has the best camera quality ever. MacBooks, personally, I don't think the camera quality is that good. But Zoom calls and everything, the camera quality is superb. Other than that, taking photos, like if you're taking photos from the photo booth, that quality is not that good. But iPhone quality is very good. So if you're, like I said, switching for creative purposes, I think you should switch to an iPhone. Basically, like that's everything I had to figure out when I did get my laptop. And after that, I mean, it's just the process of customizing it and, like, you know, trying all those various nice things out, testing it, all the fun that you have when you get a new device, everything that you do, that same process. It's just those small basic things that you need to keep in mind when you get a new laptop. Okay, one more thing, if you do get a laptop, like you get a MacBook, Netflix is not supported because Netflix for some reason has removed like MacBook app for MacBooks. They do have it for iPhones and iPads, but for, like the MacBook, they don't have it, like the desktop, like laptop version, they don't. So you will have to like go from the browser. That's just a minor detail that you would not miss. And another thing is, if you do have an Android phone and a laptop that's Apple, you're going to have a bit of a tough time connecting those two together. Those are the only two cons that I can think of. Other than that, sweetie, if you want to switch, do switch, because I personally love it and I am a happy Apple user. Okay, so I hope you liked my video. Please stick around for more. I will see you next time. Okay, like and subscribe. Bye.